The Uber is taking me to the airport. It's early morning in Illinois. It's wet out. Looking at the wetness through the windshield, all I can think about is the blood that I am being sent to spill. I don't even know what color it is outside, because all I see is red, and the windshield wiper is like a knife, chopping away. This is how I start my day. Not with breakfast, but with color, and a job to do. I've never been to an airport before. I didn't expect black and white tile on the floor. I don't know what I expected. I guess I expected the unexpected. In my line of work, that is how you stay alive. The plane interior is about what I expected. I've never been on a plane before, but it looks right, and I feel generally safe on this thing. I can relax. Going up in the air is another story. This is scary. This is intense. This is painful, almost. But everyone around me is relatively calm, so I allow myself to be transported to their level of okay with this. I refuse to hold my own discomfort as gospel. Once we're in the air and going parallel to the ground, things are fine. I feel genuinely calm. It's peaceful up here. My cares seem far away. I don't feel like I'm floating, but I feel like I'm something. I feel important. I feel like what I do matters. I feel what people with accepted professions must feel. The stewardess assigned to my area is uncomfortably attractive. I find it hard to even look at her. I feel like I could faint almost. I receive coffee from her. At one point, it looks like she's pointing a gun at me. I don't know what that's all about. Then she does it at something else. It's strange. I watched some drama movie about some hunky guy sailing. He looks like me if I got my shit together. That isn't enough to hold my interest. I fall asleep quickly. I have a dream about a cowboy baby who is dancing. He's really busting a move. He's really going at it. I am reminded of the potential that exists when you are still young. If only it could be held on to, carried throughout life. The airport in New Jersey looks more like what I expect an airport to look like. I've never been this far from home before. I know I look like an adult man, but in many ways, I am still a child, minus the potential. I'm pretty much set in stone by now. My father saw to it. He gave me a trade. He gave me a purpose. He gave me a gun. I'm calling the person I need to call right now, but I can't reach them. I was told to call them when I arrived at the airport. They should be expecting me. They have the flight information. I don't like where I'm standing. There are too many directions all around me. I'm going to stand over to the side. If you ever feel uncomfortable in life, stand over to the side. It just might save your life. This is the biggest elevator thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. It almost makes me want to stand more proper. My phone is ringing. This is them. Give me a second while I take this. I can't tell you details about the conversation. All I can tell you is that there was a screw-up, and it's not my fault. It's completely on them, and not me. Apparently, I'm not supposed to be here. Not yet, at least. They accidentally sent me out on this job a few weeks early, and they've gotten me a ticket back to Chicago. But the flight is 8 hours from now, and they want me to stay in the airport the entire time, waiting for it. And I'm not being paid for this trip, because there's no job on it. All I can do is stare into space, and take in what I just took in, and wait for some emotions to occur within me. Immediately, I feel frustrated, but quickly beyond that, I start to feel unsafe. I don't have anything to defend myself with. When you ride on a plane, they don't let you take anything like that. I'm vulnerable right now, like a little baby without any cowboy guns. And the people I work for know this. They've put me in a place where I'm out of my element and unarmed, and where they know where I'm going to be for the next 8 hours. Maybe it was a screw-up, or maybe it was intentional. Maybe they put me here for a reason. Maybe they put me here to be killed. I don't know what I could have done to upset them, but I do know that right now I'm a sitting duck. There are so many ways to kill me right now. I can think of 10 easily. Of course I can. It's my job to think of ways to do it, to solve the mystery of how to end a life in any situation, and then to actually do it. Two things most people do not have the intellect for. Or if not intellect, then the guts for. Or if not guts, then the coldness for. Whatever it is, I have it. And I've been trained to have it. It's been put inside me, or it's been always there, but it's there now. So, I don't know why they would want me dead, being that I am so useful. But I do know that some of the reasons why they've had me kill people have been practically nothing. For all I know, I could have accidentally scuffed somebody's shoe with mine under a table, or simply seemed to have been the guy at the table who did it. Respect is everything in this business. And so, as I text them to ask what exactly I can and can't do while at the airport waiting, I make sure to ask with respect. They tell me not to do anything, to just sit tight. That's kind of impossible. That's a non-answer. I've got to do something for the next 8 hours. I'm not an inanimate object. I'm an adult man. I have needs. I have urges, like hunger, or whatever. I have to stretch my legs from time to time. I have to perambulate, even just for circulation. It's healthy. This thing's free, or at least, I think it is. I can use this. It's only like 15 feet from where I was sitting. Nobody will ever know or care that I passed a little bit of time by cleaning my phone. I've never seen something like this before. I hope it doesn't take long. I hope my phone comes back. I hope it's not stuck in there now. Then, they'd really be mad. They'd probably never let me hear the end of it, especially if they saw it. I wonder if they have anyone here watching me. There could be eyes on me right now, waiting to kill me. Better not look like I'm thinking that. Better just focus on my newly cleaned phone. But yeah, it's a possibility that I'm being tailed. I wouldn't put it past them. Only way to know for sure is to move around a little bit and see who follows. This thing is confusing. I'm not sure how I would get out of this airport, if I were to get out of this airport, without it costing me a lot of money. It seems like you can't even just walk out. On the map on my phone, the whole airport area looks so big and weird. I'm sure that I look big and weird to some people too, though. So, I shouldn't judge. We're all just doing the best we can. I haven't eaten anything all day. All I had on the plane was coffee. I could really go for some breakfast. Not that I feel particularly hungry, just that I would like the feel of having some breakfast. And this spot, like the information thing and the phone cleaner before it, are all pretty close to where I was sitting, so it's not like I'm straying too far. I'm still conceivably doing nothing and staying put. I could safely argue that I was following the spirit of the instructions. It's not like they're checking in on me or communicating with me in great detail anyway. They trust me to just do what they told me to do. If they're trusting me, that is. The jury's still out on how alone I am right now. I do feel some anxiety, but I don't know how much of that is just me being so far from home, or being in New Jersey. Maybe this is just what it feels like to be in New Jersey. I wonder what food I would get if I got food. I've always heard that food in airports is more expensive. I should check. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm not paying that much just because I want breakfast. Not when I'm not even getting paid right now. It would be coming out of my own pocket, and I don't like that. My pocket needs to be left alone. Something that they could never possibly fault me for doing is going to the bathroom. When nature calls, it calls, and going into the bathroom will give me a great opportunity to see if anyone is keeping an eye on me. If anyone comes in here that I've spotted out there, then they're potentially tailing me. Bathrooms are somewhere you never want to let your target go into without eyes on them. So much can be done in a bathroom. A guy could get a handful of soap and then come out and rub it in your eyes. That's just one of maybe 50 examples. A guy could rip off the part that cuts the paper towel off and use that to slice your throat. You never know. These things happen in this world. You have no idea. Nobody came in there with me that looked suspicious, so either I'm not being tailed, or I'm being tailed by someone too dumb to know to follow me into the bathroom. Either way, I'll be all right. Maybe the prices here have dropped since I was in the bathroom. I know they haven't, but maybe the prices will seem fairer to me now that I'm a little older and a little hungrier. Man, would it be nice to have a donut. Man, would it be nice to have anything that they have here. I'm not choosy. Clearly I'm not. I mean, just look at me. But I am trying to watch my figure. It may not look it, but I am. Although it definitely benefits me in my line of work to look the way that I do. It's always a good thing to be underestimated. The thing about killing is, it doesn't take much to do it. You don't have to have six-pack abs, or be slim, or anything. You just have to blend in and know the ways that a man can be ended quickly. If you really think about it, all of life is just slow deaths and quick deaths. The big corporations and things kill you slowly. I kill you quickly. But it's the same business. We can argue all day and night about which is better or worse, but the point is, if the slow version of something should exist, then the fast version should exist too. That's just physics. I am a part of nature. Just because we don't live in the jungle doesn't mean that there shouldn't be the equivalent of jungle animals, like me, walking around. And I am much preferable a thing to exist than people who kill for no reason. At the very least, if I kill you, it's because you did something to someone. They'd kill you if they could, but they can't. Opportunity there. One as old as time. Sorry. 1 second. I just realized that I should text my dad. He's the one that I got a lot of this wisdom from, by the way. He's the smartest man that I know. He made me who I am today. I can't tell him what's going on with this individual job exactly, but I can at least tell him I landed okay. Well, he dragged it out of me. He always finds a way. It's like he can read my mind. He told me that I should get out of there as soon as possible, that there's probably nobody watching me or trying to whack me, and that they probably really did just make a mistake, but that I'll draw attention to myself if I stay in the airport too long. He said that the worst thing that could happen to me is that airport security flags me as suspicious, and then now whenever I fly anywhere for a job, they're pulling me aside. He's always right. And so, I have to seem normal. I have to go somewhere. I found a park on my phone that looks big and is nearby. I've always liked parks. They always calm me, and I definitely don't feel calm right now. It feels like the whole world is shaking slightly. I wish I could just go back inside the airport and eat a donut. I just feel like I need one. The phone said this was a park, but it looks like a cemetery, which maybe explains why the Uber guy was so quiet in the car. I think he thought I was grieving. I'm not sure if he brought me to the right place. I think it is right, maybe. Maybe in New Jersey, they call cemeteries parks. I have nothing against cemeteries. I just wasn't trying to go to one. I wanted to be somewhere where people weren't in the ground. I wanted to be somewhere not about death. Most of my life is about death. And usually if I have time off, I like it to not be about that. I like the nature that I engage with to just be nature. I almost feel like I shouldn't be allowed to be here. There was no guard or anything. I just walked right in. Other cemeteries I've gone into, there's more of a security presence. This one, it's like they don't care who comes in here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just an observation. Someone could come in here and just piss on your grandma, for all you know. The people who live around here must be really good people. Whenever I'm in a cemetery, I can't help but imagine if all the stones were people instead, and how crowded the place would be, and that creeps me out. It would be like a big outdoor concert or something. Not that I've ever gone to one of those, but I've seen videos. It was a really weird feeling the first time I killed a person. You think you're gonna immediately feel a whole bunch of remorse and like your life is over, but it's not like that. At least, it's not like that when you're being paid for it. I don't know what it's like to do it if you're not being paid. I'm sure it's probably horrible. But the money makes it all really palatable and job-like. I like doing jobs. I like to help people. I'm good at it. Sure, I'm helping some people at the expense of others, but isn't everybody? Isn't that all life is? Isn't that all that jobs are? I don't know where else to go. This cemetery is fine and peaceful, but I'm getting kind of bored of it. It's making me just want to be on my phone. A cemetery shouldn't make you do that, I don't think. But I guess it's understandable if you don't have anyone's grave that you're visiting. These are all complete strangers in here. These are all people who I would have killed, no problem, if someone wanted them gone so bad that they hired me to. That doesn't make me a bad person, I don't think. If people who hunt or people who work in slaughterhouses aren't bad people, then I don't think that I am. At least, that's how I understand it. Or at least, that's how it's been explained to me, and how it makes sense to me. I can't turn off the fact that it makes sense to me. It would feel as though I weren't being true to myself or something, as awful as that might sound to someone not in this business. Hold on. I think I see something. I bet I could find something cheap to eat in there. Or maybe cheap to drink. I don't know why I'm so not hungry today, but I'm grateful for it. I'm definitely thirsty though. I want something sweet, but I don't want something that'll make my foot fall off or anything. That's one thing that scares me. I don't ever want to have diabetes. I also don't want anyone to ever cut my foot off in general. It just seems like it would be so scary to not have a foot. If I were ever tied up and somebody threatened to cut my foot off, I would just talk. I'm glad that nobody knows that about me. I'm glad nobody knows that my Achilles heel is me getting my foot cut off. Anything else, though, I think I could tolerate. I'm a very strong man in the face of danger. I don't really care if I live or die. I just care about having my feet. I like being able to walk places. It makes me feel like I could go anywhere and do anything. This has way too much sugar. I can't get that. Maybe I can get this. Nope. I wish there was something sweet that I could get that wouldn't kill me. I've always liked pool stuff. I've always liked pools in general. All my happiest memories are about pools. I just think that pools are really cool. When you're a kid, they're the funnest thing ever, and then when you get older, you start to notice the pretty women that congregate around them. So basically, they're always fun. I love them so much that if I think about them too much, it could make me cry. I know everything about them too. I'm a pool nerd. God, that's lame. But if it weren't for my pool knowledge, I wouldn't have been the hitman picked for this job specifically. But that's another story. Little cars are pretty cool too. I used to have little cars like these when I was a kid. They were all right. But girls don't like little cars, so you get out of them. Whereas pools, they love, so you can love pools forever. It's a part of yourself that never has to go away. The brown one had less sugar than the yellow lemonade one, so maybe I'll just get the brown one. No, it's still quite a lot of sugar. I really need to watch my figure, even though right now it's all I want in this world. Just the sweet taste of tea down my throat. Nothing better. I should call my bank and tell them that I'm going to use my debit card in New Jersey. Otherwise, it might not go through. I have a lot of stuff in place to make sure nobody uses my card but me. I'm very careful about my money. Money is freedom. Money is life. If you don't have money, you're going to die. That's how it feels sometimes, at least. It makes the world go round. Man, that's feeling good. Man, that's going down easy. I love a nice tea like that. Nice and sweet. It could almost get me aroused. It's so good. Don't judge. I found a mall on my phone, so I decided to get an Uber to it. Luckily, it wasn't a cemetery when I arrived, but it is nice and cold in here, like a morgue. I don't know why I'm looking at this display. I don't have any interest in these things. I'm starting to feel lightheaded. I should have gotten a water with my tea. There wasn't enough water in that tea to hydrate me, and having not eaten anything all day, I think the sugar from the tea is doing something to my head. But I'll be fine if I just have some water. Water heals all things. Water is the greatest invention. Whoever came up with water should win a Pulitzer Prize. or at least an Oscar. I don't know who's in charge of dealing those awards out, but I can try and put a good word in. I could kill somebody for them for free. Ooh, baby, come to mama, that feels good. Just gotta wash the bad feelings away. Flush out the sugar sickness. Yeah, this is working. The big man is back. This place looks fun. I'll go into here. I bet I could steal something from this place, no problem. My sister likes these special Japanese versions of this candy, but they're too expensive. My sister deserves nice things, but these are too nice to pay for. Here's a little something my dad taught me. You just open up your bag like this, and then you wait for the right moment to knock the item into it. See? Easy as pie. Boop. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Nothing gets the blood flowing like stealing. Only when it's something inconsequential. I'm not a bad person. I'd pay for something if I felt the price was right. But when the price is wrong, I feel that it's okay to steal. Some may disagree, but I'm just being me. When you grew up poor, there's just stuff that you feel like you're allowed to do in order to balance the imbalance. And when you grew up poor, I think you never really lose that mindset. I'm doing okay as far as money right now. My profession is a good one. I'm not rich or anything, but I don't worry about money. But some part of me always will worry about it. It's hard-coded into me. Some might think I'm a penny pincher, but at least I'm not pinching asses. I'm a good person in other areas. I respect people for the most part. That pink outfit is insane. It's crazy the stuff people walk around in. But I'm one to talk. I'm here in a stupid t-shirt and sweats. Like it's so important for me to proclaim my love for this goated movie across my chest. I wonder how the world sees me. I want to appear to be a nice guy, a gentle giant, but I'm sure that most people just see a fat guy. Maybe even a slob. Not that it matters. What they don't know could kill them. Literally. They don't know the skill that I have in my hands, my marksmanship, my dexterity, my ingenuity, and that's how I like it. My father once told me that anyone who underestimates you, you have a leg up on, no matter who they are. I believe that to be true. I could kill anyone here. If I wasn't so tired, that is. Travel really gets to me. I hate it. If everyone I had to kill was just in my apartment, this job would be so much easier. At least most of my jobs are in the Illinois area. That's not too bad. But being this far is really weighing down on me. It's scary to think my home is so far away right now. I've never been this far away from my dad in my life. It's almost like I don't exist anymore. I know that I do exist, but you know what I mean. If I were to die here in New Jersey, it'd be quite a while before I was around anyone who cares about me again. That's brutal. It's weird seeing these mannequins with these cut-off heads. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of women get their head cut off. I've never done it. That's more a crime of passion. But it happens a lot. And when the blood pours down their body, it looks like those red dresses. I don't normally go for this sort of thing. I get self-conscious about a person giving me a massage, though, so it would make sense that I would use a machine like this. But I really haven't before. Usually, I just practice self-massage, which I guess sounds like something dirty. But really, it's just me rubbing my muscles, or using one of those stick thingies that loop around your back and get the hard-to-reach areas. I don't really know how to work this thing. Electronics always make things more complicated. The best ways to kill someone are all analog, and as old as time. You can even just drop a boulder on someone. There's nothing stopping you. Your life can be like a cartoon if you want it to be. I wonder how much time this thing goes on for. I wasn't even paying attention when I put my card in. This is feeling pretty good. It almost makes me want to laugh because of how good it feels. If I started laughing like crazy right now, people would probably think I was high. That would be funny. I actually feel kind of high from lack of eating and from that sugary drink. The water helped in a way, but I still feel kind of loopy. I could fall asleep right now, I think. A real deep sleep. Like I would have a boner when I woke up and everything. There's families and kids around, so I better not get a boner. That's definitely frowned upon. I could probably stand to get a nicer hat. A nice hat can really turn a man around. I kind of have the hat of a slob. If my hat were clean and new, it's almost like a fresh haircut. People treat you differently. I don't think I want to spend the money, though. I would just get it dirty. It would just become the hat of a slob. I bet if I jumped off of here that I would die. Not all men would, but a heavy man like me would. The weight of me would make it fatal, I think. Even though it's just one floor. I wouldn't climb over it. I think I'd just run at the glass and barrel through. That would be the way to do it. That would cause a hell of a scene. Just an orca returning to the ocean. That's what it would be like. No offense to me. Not that I should take any offense. Orcas are majestic creatures and fearless killers. People don't even know. I think that this is what death is like. I think that this is where I send people to. I don't think it's just blackness. I think it probably resembles a lot that we have here on Earth. The kids on the internet call these places liminal spaces. You can usually find them off in the corners of malls like this. I think they're probably how death is. I think subconsciously we create these places on Earth so that when we encounter them in death, we're not too shocked. Without these spaces, the shock of dying would probably be so great that we would die. I mean, truly die. Like our souls would be gone too. Anyway, I like to find places like these now and again. They are peaceful to be on my phone in. I feel transported as I browse the internet and learn about all sorts of things in the world. I like to stay abreast, although sometimes I just look at breasts. My shirt was getting so sweaty that I decided to change it. And as reward for changing it, I decided to get myself some food. It's not pigging out if it's the only thing I'll have eaten all day. I'll still be well below my calories. And even if I won't be, this is America. So screw you. This is how we do things around here. We kill and we be killed. Circle of life. Preferably a circle that's made of onion and has been deep fried. That was insanely good. I highly recommend whatever it was that I ate in that flurry of food eating that I just did. And now I'm washing it down out here, getting some sun on my bones, and finishing my soda. Life is good in the neighborhood. I think I could live out here. This looks like a wholesome area. They probably need a lot of killing out here. No area stays this nice without a good amount of killing. That's what people don't understand. If you wait around for someone bad to die, it can take decades sometimes. Meanwhile, they're just wreaking havoc quietly on the public. So, you need people like me so that they can be disposed of quickly, and the area doesn't have to suffer. That's really all it comes down to. Sure, I work for a lot of bad people, but there are worse people, and I'm just wiping them away. Sometimes, at least. I don't really ask too many questions, but I like to imagine that it's like that. As I wipe and make the world a better place, or at least seem better to someone. Time to burn off some of that meal. I think it was probably about a bazillion calories. I think I can pick that up. A spare would be alright to start with. No shame in bowling a spare. Second best thing to a strike. Everybody knows that. A spare will get me some props here for sure. I'm going to show this whole place how it's done. Here's how a big man puts it down. Watch this. That wasn't good. That wasn't what I was looking for. Nobody in their right mind would ever look for that fucking shit. This one is going to be a strike. The balls here aren't very good. I'm used to better balls. We have better balls in Illinois. Not like these cheap New Jersey balls, made out of dog shit and old penises. Terrible balls. It's definitely the balls and not me. My hands are killing machines. I'm starting to get a hang of these balls, I think. I'm making contact. Contact is all you need sometimes in order to kill something. If you hit somebody really hard with an object, you don't even need accuracy. That would have been good if it was the first roll. I could have picked that the fuck up. All right. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Get there. All right. Not bad. I can pick that up, I think. I've killed 3 men standing together before. Actually, I haven't, but I can imagine it. It wouldn't be too hard. Let's do this. Let's kill these fucking guys. These fucking losers. These skinny pricks. Fuck you. Get there. Get there. Suck my whole fucking penis, bitch. That's right. Son of a gun. Son of my fucking cock. Yes. Fucking yes. Who can bowl? That's me. In your fucking pants, bitch. Throwing it down like it's Chinatown. Jacking off my fucking Nicholson. On your face. Dick for days. You don't even fucking know. All right. Let's show him that it wasn't a fluke. At least I got some of them. I can pick that up. I'm the spare king. I used to be the strike king. Once when I was a very little kid, I got 3 strikes in a row. I was a little machine. It was when I was bowling with my mom. I remember when we got home, I was so excited to tell my dad I got 3 strikes. And when I did, I don't think he believed me. He didn't show any reaction, and he seemed doubtful, like I was telling a little kid lie. And my mom didn't back me up. She just let me handle it. But I think he saw potential in me eventually, because it wasn't too many years after that that he started teaching me how to shoot. Shooting was when he started treating me like I had any value. Before that, I think he looked at me as a little loser. I don't think I was a loser, I think I was just a little kid, but I can see how he would think that. I didn't seem like anything special. But you start nailing some targets with some accuracy, and people start taking you seriously. I remember I used to do good at video games in front of him, and he wouldn't care. But you show that accuracy in real life, and suddenly you turn heads, even though it's the same accuracy. It's kind of like with girls. You talk to them good online or in text, and even though they might enjoy it, it means nothing to them until you can talk to them that good in person. They want the real thing, even though it's the same thing. That's what's frustrating about people sometimes. No one notices potential and then extrapolates that to other things. Like, I'm good at killing people, but I wish someone would look at that and think maybe I might be good at managing people, let's say, because I'm good at spotting weaknesses. So, the only change is instead of killing them, I help them work on those weaknesses. I could be a good talent manager for a pop star or something. I like girls who are really dolled up. Those are my favorite type of girls, and I wish I could be around the socially accepted version of those, which are, like I said, pop stars. Instead, I'm around a lot of drug addicts and prostitutes and gold diggers and types like that. It sucks, because every one of them is a beautiful girl with potential. Unlike the saying goes, I believe that you can actually turn a hoe into a housewife. That's what I believe. And then, you get to spend the rest of your life with someone who is really dirty in bed. What could be better than that? Not even just the sex stuff, but the fact that you'd be saving someone. Who wants to save a flower that's growing in a garden of other flowers? What better than to save a flower that's growing out of a crack in the concrete? Isn't that what we're here for? Call me old-fashioned, but I think women should be saved. The ones that don't need saving, I'm sorry, but they're not for me. They might as well be off the market. I'm here to make lives better. That's why it's so crazy to me that I'm single. I'm such a good person. I have such pure intentions. Sure, I kill people, but still, that doesn't mean I can't make a woman happy. I'm capable of such a thing. I should be able to knock all these pins down. I should be able to be happy. I should be able to have a love of my life. Real love. With some dirty broad with a heart of gold. The American dream. A girl who's like apple pie and ice cream on my fork. Maybe she can even sing. I'll have that one day. If I can make this strike, I will have that. To love. Love always wins. I am celebrating my strike achievement with a movie. There's nothing better in life than going to a movie alone, in a nice empty theater. You don't have to worry about how you sound to the person next to you, how you're breathing, or how you're eating, or what sounds your body is making. It's like being at home, but being rich, because of the sound system and the big screen and everything. When I go to a multiplex in the middle of the day, I feel like a millionaire. I feel like I escaped it all, having a job, and having a dad, and having bosses. I'm just my own man, an adult proper. No one telling me what I can and can't do. That's why I like going to the movies. I think that's what they mean when they say that movies are an escape. It'd be nice if you could watch movies all the time. Everybody wants it deep down. It's like wanting love, but more attainable for all. All you need to do is make enough money such that you don't have to work anymore, whereas you can make all that money yet still not find love. It might even be harder to find it because you won't know if someone only loves you for your money. That's why I want to find love while I'm still where I'm at right now in life. That way I'll know that it's real. And then, when I make lots of money, I can just take that person to the top with me. I can buy her the finest clothes and jewelry, and then I can go to the movies alone. She'll be at home doing whatever, maybe having a tennis lesson or something, and then I can come home at the end of the day, and we can have dinner and make love. That would be pretty sweet. That would be ecstasy. And then, when I get bored of the movies, I can just be by the pool. My pool. A pool that belongs to me. It would be as big as a football stadium. It would be like a giant aquarium, and I would be able to just swim and take care of the water, really make sure it's treated properly. These trailers are pretty interesting. I like trailers. They're like mini extra movies. They help you get your money's worth when you come here. A lot of movies are pretty shit, I have to admit. You watch them and nothing happens. Sure, the camera moves a lot and the shots cut a lot, and people get shot and there are explosions and computer graphics, but it never really amounts to much. I like movies where you feel like you're just watching someone, because that's what my life is like. A lot of times, when I'm tailing someone, I'm just off in the corner, observing and imagining. That's the kind of filmmaker that I would be, if I were a filmmaker. But they don't let you make movies like that. Like with any job, you just have to do things how they want you to do it. Any freedom you have at a job, you have to secretly have when no one else can see it, or you have to fight for. Nobody ever wants you to make any actual decisions. They just want you to take orders. And people wonder why they get whacked. Chances are, it's because someone got sick of them being a tyrant, to them or to someone they care about. I've killed a lot of bosses and owners. If it weren't for them, I don't even know if what I do would exist. Those cocksuckers being cocksuckers that people want to die pays the majority of the bills. Gotta hand it to them for that. Thanks, cocksuckers. I successfully killed the day. Now I just need to find that flight that they got for me. They were supposed to send me the information by now. I don't want to miss it. Who knows how much longer I'd have to stay here if I missed it. My other shirt was getting sweaty, so I switched back to this one. It had dried a bit in my bag. It's still a little damp, but whatever. Life goes on. I received the flight information. I am on time, and they didn't even ask me if I ever left the airport or anything. I think they think I just stayed in the airport exactly like they told me to. I think I got away with this. I think I successfully played hooky. I got to be a bad boy and not get caught. I feel a little more like a man as a result. It's hard to explain. The flight back is on a different looking airplane. It looks more futuristic inside this one. I kind of like it, but it also kind of stresses me out. It's like we're going to space or something. Uncharted territory. On the flight, I have a dream about a cartoon pig carrying something. He presents it to me and it's a pizza, not a deep dish, a regular one. I have no idea what it means. At some point in the flight, I pleasure myself in the bathroom to a short video clip on my phone that I stumbled upon on social media. But then I find a different video clip because the first one is too short. This one is even better, in my opinion. But they're both good. I like them both equally. Either of these women, I would give my life to protect. I come back to Chicago and I feel at home. Your boy is back. I visit the bean thing. It's cool looking. It's good for self-reflection. Both meanings. I end up staying in the city until it gets dark. I don't get to be around here much, so it's exciting. Gotta take it all in. It's certainly beautiful. During my Uber home, it's raining like it was this morning. This time, though, the water just looks like pool water to me. I don't know what color it is outside, but all my mind can see is pool blue. I feel calm, and I feel like a child. I feel like my whole life is ahead of me. I feel like one day, I'll never even have to kill people anymore. I know. Crazy thought. There's something magical about shimmering pool water. Something godlike. It's the way it moves, I think. It's not human, not animal, not mineral. If you know, you know. I think that's why beautiful women congregate to it. They know it is the ultimate. Game respects game. Beauty respects beauty, and wants to find each other. When a beautiful woman is swimming in a pool, there is no better sight to behold. That's not even my dick talking. That's just facts of life. When I meet my soulmate, my woman one day, it will be at a pool. But until then, I have a lot more blood to spill.
Horrible companion, you mean to do me harm. Disenfranchised concubine, catch a bullet scar within you. Jacked off to the desert sand. We're both failures clutching ruined plans. Nodding off in the morning with a baby in your arms. Gone too far. Catch a bullet scar. Creatures inside me are churning and whispering. They guide and control me and every single move I make. Circling over, I dive bomb and pass right through. Shatter the mirror, a fractious portrait of